Hello. We wanted to showcase to you today our new modules, both accounting and the guests app. The guests app is pretty simple, pretty straightforward, so you'll probably catch it quite quickly. The accounting, though, is a little more complex, so we wanted to dig deep into what it can do and how it's supposed to be doing it, because we understand since pretty much everyone does it differently, and we have an opinionated way of doing things, that it might be a little confusing for you when you start using it. So I'm going to showcase how we use it internally here in our own rental management system, and how we use it day to day to manage payments to owners, to know what we've paid out, what should be paid out, and also to get some pretty nice statistics on how much we actually earn from rentals as an agency. So let's start. We'll break this down into three small parts. The first part will be the accounting statements, and the second part, and probably the most important one, will be recipients and its strategies. And the third part will be the payments or payouts, if you understand it better. Let's start with statements. Statements, the way we understand them, are an accounting unit that has pretty much all the information that it can have on a number of filters that you give it. Basically, if we create one here, you will see that it asks for a name. Right, let's give in April 2018 04 April, for example. Then you give it a start date and an end date, which, this would work. And then a currency. Of course, a statement would make no sense if it was made with different currencies in it. So we opted out to split them out in different currencies. There's not many of you there using several currencies for statements, but if there is any of you that are actually using more than one currency, this would still work. And then you have some filters here that you can use, like filter by city or even by owner. We think that it's best for you not to use those filters, and I'll dig into that later on. But just bear with me for a minute here. We think that the best way for an accounting statement to work will be to select actually every single rental that you have for a particular period. Whenever you create it, though, I'm going to put test here so I don't mess with it later on. Whenever you create it, it will get all the information for bookings starting between the two dates that you selected before. And it will give you an overview of everything that you've earned. Okay, that's the income you've gotten. That's the income from bookings. That's the income from fees. Fees understood the way Booking Sync understands them, which are anything that is not booking related or tax related. So that would be cleaning fees. If you rented a cot or a parking space or an extra person or an extra cleaning, that would all go into fees. And then it also gives you the same for taxes and how much you've paid in commission to channels. There's some channels that don't give this information out. It doesn't really matter because you shouldn't care, because you actually won't receive that money anyway. But the ones that do are placed here in the commissions. And then you have a summary of payments. We'll dig into this later on, but it's very important that you keep this in mind. This net income and this paid out values should be the same when you finish an accounting statement. It should match like to the cent. That means you've done it correctly, okay? And that's the other reason why we think that having one accounting statement per period and not several is the best way to go, because you can fine grain a lot what you show, what you don't show, and what you get and what you don't get. Okay, here you will see a breakdown of everything that you've gotten. Number of bookings, number of nights, number of guests, fees, everything you'd expect. Okay, the same for fees, the same for taxes, the same for commissions, and also you will see that there are some buttons here that give some pretty nice inside information. Let's click into the breakdown by booking. You will see that you have, for every single booking that you received, all the information of how much money you got, where it went, and what was where it came from. So if it was a fee, it was a tax, it was a commission, etc. You also get some reference number, where it came from, the client name, and many other things. You can also just click here to edit it in Booking Sync. And you'll be able to export this as a PDF very soon. I'm sorry this behaves a little slow because of the recording, I think, but I think it's working fine anyways. Okay, you also can download the whole statement, and you will be able to download whenever you add payouts here, you will be able to download everything in bulk. Not only the statement, but the payments, the attachments you add to payments, and also even you'll be able to email it to other people. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the recipients now, and then I will show you an actual statement with some fake data on it, so you can understand the whole picture together. Recipients are people who get paid, okay? That would be, for example, checking agents, that would be rental owners, that would be even yourself, and it's very important that you consider yourself as a recipient, because this way you can actually create payouts for you, even though you probably won't need them, but you will know how much you've actually earned every month, like for real, which is pretty important. A recipient has some information that you can edit. It has a name, a recipient email, and some information that you can attach here. That information will be attached to the PDF that you can export later on, and that you will probably email to actually owners or checking agents or anyone. So it's quite nice. You know, you would add here VAT information or information about your own company, and then a recipient has what's the most important thing of all, which is a strategy. A strategy is the way our system understands how much money they should get and from where they should get it. Okay, I'll start with a simple one, which would be, for example, a checking agent. Let's go here, and we'll go into more complex ones later on. Okay, this is a checking agent, for example. Okay, and this person does checkings for only three rentals, and she earns 24.2 per checking. Okay, so this is the strategy on the rental price, so booking price. This person earns 0% on all of the bookings. That's the default strategy, and the default strategy is very important you understand, is the fallback strategy when no other strategy can be applied. Okay, you have some options here. She can earn she can't earn any money. She can earn some money, but in this case 0%, or she can actually earn everything, whatever. Whenever you've added the default strategy, you will see that you have exceptions. Exceptions are things that get applied before the default strategy. Okay, in this case, that's what I'm using here, because this person only earns from bookings on these three rentals, this one, and this one. Okay, and she will get a fixed amount per booking of 24.2 on these three rentals. You can add new exceptions here. You can add, okay, in case I'm an owner, I would apply, I will earn a fixed amount per booking, now a percentage of an 80% on the rentals, whatever here. Okay, it's quite simple to understand, and there is some more complex ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and show a little more complex system. For example, let's go here. This is the strategy, the strategy for a quite complex owner we have. And this person earns quite some difficult things. They earn by default 0% on all rentals. They earn 90% on some rentals. They earn 10% on some other rentals because they take care of marketing and cleaning and stuff, and they also earn from fees, which we mentioned before, some 100% on some fees, 100% on some other fees, 10% on some other fees, and they earn nothing by default on fees. So you can see that you can actually do anything you want here, okay? And it's very important you understand that strategies are thought to sum up to 100%. So out of all the money you earn, a strategy should be 1% in the end, even if it's a fixed amount. So if somebody earns a fixed amount, that fixed amount needs to be deducted from somebody else, if it's an expense, for example, or if it's a percentage, the percentage, if somebody earns 10%, another person earns 15%, then another person should be 15% more until you go to 100 on that rental or for that concept. So I hope you understand me. It's a little complex, but you will see it makes a lot of sense in the end. And if you have questions, just go ahead and open an intercom window right here and speak to us. We can show you a demo anytime, but I think you'll quite understand it. You also have the same thing for taxes, and you have what we call recurring expenses. For example, some of our owners actually pay for their check-ins. Would be the case of this one right here. This person pays a recurring expense of 24.2 on his rentals. You probably remember this, that there was a checking agent that earned this 24.2 before, so that makes sense because it adds up to 100%. Then you can do as much as you want. If you want, I show you what the most complex one we have right now, which is this one right here. You can see that this strategy is quite complex, but it does make sense in the end. Why? Because whenever you have this figured out, you go to statement and you start creating what we call payments. Payments are the actual thing you will pay to the owners, checking agents, cleaning staff, and so on. So if I create a payment here for, let's say, my own company, you will see that it has generated for me everything that I should earn on the strategy given. For example, on this particular rental, I will earn 14 euros. On this particular rental, I will earn 237 because it applied the strategy of 20% on the rental price. Then this would go on and on and on for all the rentals that had bookings for this period. And it would also go on and on for fees at the strategies I mentioned before, blah, 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 all correct, all correct. And if it looks good, I can add extra items here. For example, I had an expense that I had to pay for this person. So expense to be paid to blah, blah. And of course, I am losing 120 euros, for example. Yeah, good. So you can also edit the default that it gives you for if in a certain booking, for example, you're not earning 20% or 10%, but you earn a little more, you can just go ahead and edit the percentage right here, and it will be saved, and it will be just done automatically. Boom, so easy. And then once you're finished, I can create it and keep on creating payments for everybody that needs to get paid. I will do another one. Let's see this one. Bum, bum, bum. And in the end, if I've done my strategies correctly without any effort, the whole numbers, they still don't match because I haven't finished it, but you can see it's quite quick to do. They will match. They will match. That means that you can actually know how much to pay everyone, when to pay, and even you can split the payouts if the rentals, well, this is a particular case of our own company, but we do some longer term rentals for some owners that they rent by months. And you can see here that these payments, there's some in yellow. Why? Because out of this booking, we probably have not received all the money yet. So what we introduced was partial payments. partial payments is, okay, this is your payout this month, but since we haven't received all the money, I'm just paying you what we have right now. We'll pay you more later on. So the yellow row makes it easy to find out which payments are still due or not fully paid. You can mark as paid or a partial payment later on or whatever you want. You can see the recipient. You can download or send by email the payment, or you can even download everything from here. Let me show you another little feature that we really like, which are attachments. Okay, attachments are, for example, external invoices that you need to add, or things that you've paid for owners that you need to tell them, okay, I've paid this and this is the receipt I'm sending you. So this is why I'm deducting you, 25 euros from your payout. And it's all here. You have it available. You can now upload any number of attachments you want to any payment. And not only that, but you can actually, let me show you something really cool. It will take a while because it's an actual statement that it's quite big. So if I download all payments here, it will take a little while to get done, but it will get done. You will see that I will get a nice little folder zipped with all the information and attachments on all the payments, which is really awesome because from here you can just email very, very quickly any owner you want. And also from inside the payments you can do that. This should be done quite soon. And then, okay, it's downloading. Let me show you this very quickly. See, so I've downloaded the whole statement and payments. You can see here, this is what it looks like, and this person has some attachments here, which is the actual thing and the transfer we made to that person. Okay, and we could go on and on for all of our owners and checking agents and so on, but you get the point, I think. And I think it's really cool because what used to take us about 2-3 days, it usually takes us now about 2 hours, which is just awesome. Another cool thing in the long term that this will allow us to do is create statistics, not only for you, how much you earn and stuff, but for every single person. You see, this person earned this amount and an average per statement of blah blah blah, and we'll be introducing some nice graphs and reports on this information if you actually use it in the long term. So I think this is pretty much it. I'm skipping a lot of things, but I don't want to take too long, so that's pretty much it. And the second feature I wanted to talk to you about is the Guests app. The Guests app is something very simple. It looks very simple, but it's very important. The Guests app unifies all the information that a customer should get from you whenever they book. Okay, so using the power of the notifications app in Booking Sync, you are able to create notifications, so that means emails actually, to all your customers that have booked, and send them an email 10 days before they arrive. Let me show you how we do it here. This is our Booking Sync account, and this is our notifications app. So it's created by Booking Sync, and this is how we have it set up right here. So I have a Guests app application, smooth check-in we call it, that will create an email for a person, for a customer from Booking Sync on the filters, not canceled bookings and confirmed. And we want this email to be sent 20 days before arrival and between 5 days. So in between that window, they should receive the email. And what we do here is add what the template we added here. Okay, and that's what they will receive. So if I preview this email here, update notification, you will see that they will receive this thing. Of course, this is a branded email, so this is our logo here. It would get replaced by your logo if you have it set up, and it would send them an email that allows them to download the app, and they only need to scan this QR code or put the reference number of their booking that is automatically placed here, and they will have access to the app. And the app is quite simple, very nice. What we are able to do here is you can, let me show you. You can add some information for every rental. For example, the contact person for this rental will be this person. That's the phone. The Wi-Fi is this. There's an automatic door, and you can open it this way. And we also have something we call guides. And guides are quite cool because what you can do is create a guide for each rental about everything. This is, of course, dummy information. And you have 4 sections: headers, images, text, and videos. And what it will show you, what it will do is create, you can create as many languages as you want for every guide. And they will be able to see it in every language, of course. But you will see, well, you have to actually download the app to see it, but your customers will have an awesome guide on everything that you need them to know about the surroundings, about the rentals, about the oven, about the shower, or anything you actually need them to know. And they can also pay from the app, which is pretty cool. They can also contact you, and they can actually share it with other customers if they're traveling with more people. So if you want, just go ahead and give it a try, because we're really happy about this. And I think that's all. Please contact us if you have any questions at all. Thank you.